Hello everyone, today I played in the core TCG, a remote regional. I was trying to go for top 8. Sadly, I ended up going x-2, 5 wins, 2 defeats, and I played Branded Despia, so I just wanted to go over the list I used, and I think the deck played really well. My 2 losses were I lost in round 1, and it was game 1 I lost to Fool essentially, and then round 3, game 3 I lost just because it was Radiant Typhoon Yummy Tri-Brigade, so they had a whole bunch of gas and I nibbed them and they sunned it on 5 interruptions, which was I couldn't break through it, and then we ended up going to time. And we just compared hands. He had a ghost spell for my Rim Broom, and I just conceded the match since that was the last interruption I had. They would auto K me eventually. And then I lost in round 6 to Lunalight. I played 2 Lunalights. Round 4 I beat the Lunalight player, but then round 6 I played it against another Lunalight. I'm like, round 4 I beat the Lunalight. I'm like, okay, Lunalight's out of the way. Played another one. Game 1 misplayed. I sent Titanic Light off of Home of the White, and then I was gonna fuse into Titanic Light to get rid of one of the Ligers, but then I threw the game there. And then game 2 he had Dominant Impulse for Branded Fusion. That was GG's essentially. That's my only play. But I did finish 5-2. Which I think, besides that, I played really well. I'll probably go over my matchups quickly after I show off the deck list that I played. And yeah, I think Branded's still good right now. Obviously, the deck was gonna have to evolve once Blazing Dominion comes out, and Cooltoon's probably gonna be the best deck, and we're probably gonna have what's it called? Maybe a ban list, maybe, because my next regional is on the 31st of May, so I have some time. Because usually here in Seattle they do them on release weekend. It's like, come on. So my goal is to get top 8 in that one at least. But yeah, I'm gonna go quickly over the list I used, just so you can get an idea. And yeah, I think the deck's brand is still competitive right now. I did win. I won 3 of my games, or 2 of them 2-0. So the deck performs really well. So yeah, 3 of them actually. Yeah. I'm just gonna go over the list, and then I'll give you my thoughts. I did change a few cards around because I was playing Super Poly. Then I used it once all 7 rounds, and yeah, I don't think you had to run the extra deck. You had to run Guru or my Dragon and extra deck to play Super Poly in the main. So yeah, let me switch over to the camera, and then I will show you guys what I played. So here's, main, extra deck, and side deck. So you guys can see we have all 3 collegians here. So then I'll just get started on the main deck. So my list is pretty standard. So we used Double Fallen of the White, best card in the deck. The 1 Albaz. Let's see, 1 Albaz. We're playing 3 Aluber. It's just normal summon gets you to High Spirit, Branded Fusion, and not much more to explain there. Those 3. We then have Double Cartesia. You can play this at 3, but I think 2 is good enough. The 1 Quam. She gets the job done. She's usually not used, I've noticed, mainly to do the Omega combo, but she also is good board presence. It makes your opponent have to deal with her. If not, you're just gonna summon Albaz to use with their stuff if he's in the graveyard. The 1 Ecclesia, I was running 2, but I went back down to 1. Honestly, I didn't really feel a difference. I think 1 is fine. You can play 2 or even 3 if you play a heavier synchro build. So for one of the Super Polys, I'm putting in Shrouded Dragon. So I think I realized that, especially against the Lunalight player, I wish I could like if I can get to Grand Guignol going second, dump this, then I can just dump the branded opening. So then I can go like, you know, Titanic Lad, attack over 1, and then you know, obviously you can get rid of both of them with branded in one turn. So then what you have to do is with like branded opening, they try to, because Titanic Lad's only immune the turn you summon him. So you want to have the branded opening so that they can't destroy your Titanic Lad on your turn, and then, or that way, yeah, that way they can't beat over it either. So you survive the turn that way. And if they, and like obviously set up an other interruptions so they don't add it in like with SP or something, let's say. So so yeah, I think I was kind of missing him, so he's going back in. The one golden sword soul just for the Omega combo, just a hand rip, which I did a few times. I did 1 games. One kit, GC is good for extending or summoning off, like 72 already draw Cartesia. Just like to get branded in white essentially. The one Tribrigade Springer's kit, this card's awesome. Send it off Fusion to revive something, or send it off Quem, etc, etc. Even like hard drawing it, or like sometimes how like you can either just discard it, like any way to get into the grave. It's fantastic. One Mercurier. Sadly I don't think it uses a negate effect of regional, sadly. But yeah, he's Courier's goaded. So we're playing 3 Ash, you know. Stop Fula is also another interruption. This helped me game 2 against the Lunalight Tiger. I think his only play was the Masquerade, the continuous spell. I Ash that he passed turn and I was able to win luckily enough for the Ash is still a great card, I think. The one Nib, I only used it against the Tri-Brigade Yumi player. Sadly it still didn't win the game, the round 1, but it's mainly in the deck either to draw off a Fuwa or for like, you know, Titanic Lad. 3 Fuwas, pretty straightforward. Helps your opponent end on the half board. Helps you so your opponent ends on the half board, and then you draw more cards. Obviously, you guys go back and look at some of the locals videos. There's been like a couple times where I just draw a whole bunch of cards off of Fu and I just win the game. Because branded, like the more cards they have in hand, like the more easier to break a board with branded. Not everybody's playing this, but I really like it. Google it. I procced his effect so many times today, like just to add Droplet or Crown. So I think he should be definitely a stable you should run in branded if you're playing it. Now for the spells, just branded fusion, not much more to explain. The one white, yeah, I usually like 2/3 of the games I'm usually either open this or add it to hand one way or another, just to end with Mirror Jade on the board. You use Banish Albas, use Granganel from the field, you end with Mirror Jade. I used to do 3 High Spirits, so I'm looking forward to the Starlights. To upgrade these to Starlights, it'll be nice. We have more rarity upgrades for branded. Economics, like we know branded players will buy these. 3 Fallen in the Virtuous, this card's obviously insane. I didn't see many people playing it actually today. I think they played against a Magnet Warrior, a couple Yummy decks, Mitzi deck, and I don't think anybody else. I didn't see anybody else activating this card now that I think about it. Maybe people are starting to cut it from the deck. Maybe that means the Konami will leave it at 3. Because this card is so good in this deck, like this card is either a board breaker or what's it called? You know, honestly I could see them leaving it at 3 because of Cool Tune. I don't think people are gonna want to use up 2 of their extra deck slots for this card. So I can see people like cutting this so they can run multiples of stuff in their extra deck, because you know Cool Tune's gonna be reaping stuff. So hopefully this stays at 3, please Konami. I'm only playing 2 branded opening. There's many games where I noticed like, you know, local and stuff where I'd open double opening, and I hated that because like, you know, I want to extend with this, not start with this. Obviously I have to start with it if you start with it, but like I want to do like, you know, either fall into Ecclesia or like High Spirits, but and then like if I want to or need to extend, you know, and go opening into a Luber and like get branded in white, etc, etc. So I'm just playing 2, and yeah, I like this ratio, so probably keep going, just keep it at this ratio. The one card I was running in the side was Talents, but I'm thinking of putting it in the main instead. I only drew it once, and the one time I did draw it was against the Magnet Warrior deck. Game 3, he beat me game 1, I beat him game 2. He had sent me first game 3, I'm like, okay. So, he imprims, purges, and ghost spells me. So I go ghost. Once he ghost spells my Strata Dragon, I go Talents, look at hand. He had Lurie and Harpies. He obviously shuffled back his Lurie past turn, and he just draws the Sigma minus, and he scoops it up. So yeah, this essentially helped me win that round. So I think it's gonna be a main save staple because it's not only either it's a hand rep going first, a draw 2 going first or second, or a change of heart going second. So it's a extender slash what's it called, a board breaker. And like obviously if you get to Omega, they hand trap you. You get to Omega, hand rip them once, Talents, trap them again, you leave them on 2 cards, and then they draw for turn 3 cards. They're not going to break your board. If you're able to set up a board, they're not going to break a board with 3 cards. So yeah, I think this is good to put in the main. The one Gold Sark in the called by, yeah, pretty straightforward starter. And yeah, this card I used like a couple times, you know, called by a Fua. So yeah, called by no more to explain. And then for the Gogolet, we're playing the 1 Crown in the 2 Droplets. You can maybe play like 3 Droplet and 1 Crown, but I don't want to. I'll break on these cards, even though they're good. But what's it called? Yeah, sadly, I feel like Crown or Droplet didn't do too much today, since like I was either making my opponent down the half boards or they were bricking. Because everybody's like, some people playing Mitsurugi as Amina, and like that round I did win. In like game 1, he just drew as Amina. He ascended on an Ilya Sylvia, and I drew a Nash for the D-mod, but I don't think he was playing what's it called, the Gaze of Timaeus. I think he was just going D-mod to add souls to draw 2, which is, I don't know. I'd still play the Gaze of Timaeus just to get the Dragoon negate. So with those, that has been the extra deck. So I said I took out the Super Poly. I was playing 2 Super Polys, and I put in the Talents and the, where is he? The Strata Dragon. So yeah, these 2 were Super Polys during the regional tournament, but I think going forward I'm gonna play these 2. I think this is like, because my theory was like, you know, if I draw Albaz plus Super Poly going second, as normal Albaz are special to fall into the way, and then you Super Poly the board away with into Dogma or Mary Jade. But that only came up once, and I was going first, and I sent it on a fall into white. It was against the Magnet Warrior deck game 1, and then they went Fiendsmith combo, I fused into Dogma, and then they proceeded to OTK me, so it didn't work out in the end, sadly. Now on to the extra deck. We just have a pretty straightforward extra deck, I would think. We have Ecclesia the Dark Dragon, the Cypher Omega. I brought him out quite a few times to hand rip, wins 2 games essentially. And we're playing the Lulu Lilith. I know some people prefer the Perskinion. I've tried a Perskinion and I don't like him. I don't think he's that good. I think if you're running Super Poly, maybe you could, since you have a Looper and Quem, you can use Super Poly, a Light in the Dark from your opponent's side of the field. Which, you know, the meta is filled with that right now at the moment. But besides that, I think Lulu's the best. Like, cause not only is she an on-field negate, she also makes your monsters gain 500. In the grave, you can summon, you know, Spellcaster from the deck, or the graveyard, I think. Not from hand or deck, but either way. So like, I think she has a lot more versatility compared to Perskinion. Maybe once Kultin comes out, and maybe like if Rigotil gets hit and falls off the meta, maybe we can play Quietus, which is really good as well. But I think Lulu as your Granganol target is good for now. You've got the Mirror Jade, straightforward, looking forward to the Overframe. The Bellion, pretty straightforward, you know, recursion. Double Albion, pretty straightforward, not sure more to explain. Titanic Lad, you have to be smart with Titanic Lad. Sometimes you want to leave him in your deck to summon. Other times you want to send him Alpha Fallen or Fallen, you know, Fallen with the White, Fallen of the Virtuous, or Granganol. It depends. Okay, so yeah, either you want to, yeah. So like, I think against the, what was it? Was it against the Magnet? No, it wasn't against the Magnet. It was against the Magnet Warrior deck. I said to him, so now you summon Fallen with White and Ecclesia, so like, so it depends on the, you have to read the game in order to like know when to send them or when to leave him in the extra deck. I'm playing Double Dogma. I think Double Dogma is fine because since you have Tri Brigade, you have both kits, so like if you draw High Spirits, you can just send one and then let you add either Mercurial or Fallen in the Virtuous and then Dogma. So like sometimes going first, you go High Spirits, you know, send Kit or Kit as one of the kits, and then you can inside Fallen in the Virtuous. To hand, bring back Ecclesia, so land, face quick effect, revive something from grave if you find the need to do that. So yeah, just Double Dogma, and then obviously you've Super Poly on legs with Albaz. With the one Alba Lanitas, I only contact summon him once against Malice. They left a Serenir, summon him, attack for game, because they had a few other bodies. Yeah, I think once if Dragotail gets hit, and if Dragotail gets hit and we okay, if Dragotail gets hit, this would probably end up coming out of the deck, but right now it's fine. No, yeah, nothing more to say, and he lets you add Branded Fusion if you send him to grave. The one Rimbram, didn't summon him once, I think, but you know, his graveyard effect is great. You have the double Grand Guignol, one to send off of 5 spirits, one to summon. I don't think I ever needed to summon the second one all day, but yeah, you just have to have the sending for high spirits came up a few times, so yeah, that's when at least the Star Source, which I think I only summoned like once or twice, but you still need him here just to use him to add the fissure, dimensional fissure that a Malice player set up. Because I feel with them, they ended on just fissure set 1, so I just summoned Star Source, popped 2 cards on their field, and then that was GG's for them. Because Branded doesn't really die to floodgates. Branded's really good at playing around floodgates. So now for the side deck, there's only one card I'm adding since I put talents in the main, and I'll show it off in a second. Just playing 3 Perulia, which I don't think I drew at all day. I did try it at locals and it does work, so yeah, Perulia is still fine in the main. In the side, I mean, what am I talking about? Droll and Lockbird. I think I drew it once, didn't get to activity because it was against the Linoleum player. And what's it called? I asked him and he passed, so. 3 Retaliating Sea. I didn't play against a single Dragotail today, but you know, it's mainly here for Dragotail. I did draw it against the Linoleum player as well, but as I said before, I just Masquerade and he passed, so I got the 3 Retaliating Seas here. I think Magnemite, since you know, Mitsu's been running into a lot of Mitsu lately in these remote regionals that I've done, I think, and they played against like 2 Yummy decks and like 3 Fiendsmith decks. I think having at least just this one Magnemite, if I draw it, I get, you know, going second, I summon him at Fallen of the White in the end phase. No one more. It's like, this is a free search for Fallen of the White and a disruption in one and a body. So yeah, pretty good. So I think I would kind of wish I had still Magnemite in a few of those games. And then we have the Nadir package, so we are playing Ecclesia and Fleur de Lis. Sadly, didn't really get to Because the one time I did set this up, see if it'll lower you. My incredible Ecclesia's Dark Dragon got super polyed away by the means player, so Authority was just stuck in my hand, sadly. And then yeah, we have the 3 Nadir, and then I think the one time I did draw Nadir, he got ashed. But like, you know, at locals it performs, but I think like regionals everybody's playing optimized decks with a lot of hand traps. I think that's why Called by and Talent should be in the main. Because I was just getting hand trapped to death today. There's only a few games where I got to go like full combo against. It's like the Mitsu deck and then the Lunalite player, round 4. That's when at least we're actually setting Retribution. Just one less break, because like a lot of times going first or going second, game 1 I'll draw this and it's like it's one less push I have. So I'd rather side this against like you know, the what's it called, the relevant matchups like, you know, Mitsurugi, Yami is good against even like Fiendsmith, like anything that special summons. I just mean mostly every deck, but like Drago Tail, this is really good. So it's Lunalite, and then that is the deck profile. Alright, so I'm just wanted to go over my what's it called, all my matchups in the regional, and obviously I won 5-2. I ended up finishing 18th. Luckily I already got my invite at the OTS for Doom of Dimension, so I would have been in those top 16. I'd have been really sad because I ended up losing round 1, and then the person I lost to ended up losing round 2 and 3, and they dropped, so I think that really hurt my tiebreakers. That's why I think I finished 18th most likely. But yeah, I still finished 5-2. It's still a really good record, I think, over a 7-round regional. So I'm just gonna go over my what's it called, my matchups really quickly. So round 1 I lost against the Yumi Tri Brigade Radiant Typhoon player. I talked about I won the die roll, but I got Footwood, so I just ended on Ecclesia, and they ended up ghost spelling it. So yeah, it's like I was just a sitting duck almost. Game 2 I won, luckily, and then game 3 I just conceded in time because like they had the ghost spell for my Rinbrom, which was my only interruption. They would probably gonna OTK me anyway, so I'd rather just what's it called, forfeit instead of taking the double loss. Round 2 I won against Malice. Game 1 I drew Fuwa, OTK'd them. Game 2 I drew double Fuwa, and then I outed the Dimensional Fissure, and then I won, I think, on turn 4. Round 3 was against Mitsu Atsamina. I lost the die roll. I won game 1 since he ended on just one Sylvia, and I was able to OTK him. Game 2, I did go second. I drew only like board breakers. I drew like Golgolet, Fallen the Virtuous, Droplet Crown, and like some other, I forget, I think Mercury or something. So then I sent Titanic Lad to try to summon Alvis and fuse away his stuff. He had Ash, so I scooped it up. Game 3, I went full combo. I hand ripped his Super Poly, one of them. Either he had another one or drew another one, then he Super Poly'd away my Ecclesia, or both Ecclesias, you know. At least I had these two on field. So he Super Poly those away, but then I think at one point he was trying to bait. I ended up with Retribution instead. He was trying to bait he was trying to bait it out, and I what's it called? I just waited. Yeah, I think I was trying to, you know, have a carry mirror. I just waited for him to go ritual, negated it, and then like he just ended up setting one pass. Then he OTK'd him. On turn 3, round 4, I went against Lunalite. Game 1 I called by his Fuwa, and then I hand ripped his Gold Leo. Never mind, I hand ripped his what's it called? It's one of the the yellow level 4 Lunalites. And then ended on Crown set. He went Gold Leo summon, I went Crown, and he scooped it up. For game 1, yeah, game 2, like I said, I ashed to Serenade and beat him on turn 4. Because I think I attacked turn 2 with the Ecclesia in the Dark for 25, so he was at 55, so TKing him turn 4 was pretty easy. Round 5 was against the Themes with Magnet Warriors deck. Yeah, like I said, I ended that game 1. I ended on the Fallen with the White with Super Poly and Droplet set, no cards, or just the OG Alabas in hand, so I didn't draw the best hand to play through. A lot of interruptions, that's why I think Super Poly underperformed for me. So yeah, it's like, you know, he summoned Lacrima Engraver, went Requiem Equip, Engraver, send Wildbass, so I had to use the Super Poly there, and then he just went full Magnet War combo and OTK'd me. Game 2, he couldn't break my board. I set up a good enough board. So then game 3, like he chooses to send me first. I'm like, okay. I drew like, even though I decided for going second, I drew like the perfect going first hand, which was like great. What's it called? I drew, so I had normal Abass, he tries to imprint, I go Fallen the Virtuous, the pop, and I added Brand New Fusion, I think. I go Fallen, I go opening to try to see if he'll take, to try to get Quem out and, like, you know, send Cartesia, Quem summon Cartesia back, gets Diffuse. And then I go Brand New Fusion, so he purchased the opening. Go Brand New Fusion, goes through. I go Albion, he goes Skull Spell, and this is where Talents came up. So I go Talents, look at hand, rip his Luri. He also saw the Harpies, he draws for turn. It was the Sigma minus, the green one, that lets you fuse from hand. And he just scooped obviously because he couldn't play anything. He probably just set 1 and then I just OTK him next turn. Round 6 was the unfortunate round, which I lost. I got 2-0'd by Lunalight. You know, I only opened a bash. I Ashes Gold Leo. I'm like, please, let this be enough for him to end on 1 Liger Dancer. He ends on 2 anyways. I go Fallen with the White and Titanic Lad without thinking again. And then, like, you know, I then try to go Brand New Fusion and like my Titanic Lad's on the extra deck. So I'm like, shoot, this sucks. So then, yeah, nice really game there. And then game 2 against the Lunalight player, I go normal summon a Lubra, I think, add Branded Fusion, and I had caught by hand, so I'm like, activate Branded Fusion. I'm like, please have Ash Blossom, because I have the called by now. He had the impulse, so I passed, and I think I had Cartesia in hand, maybe. I forget exactly. I know I ended like on Grango now. The Titanic Engrave, I think. So I didn't end on a nothing board. But yeah, sadly I got OTK'd by Lunalight. Like, it's like, why can Liger Dancer attack twice, be unaffected, and nuke your whole board? It's like, who in the right mind thought that was a good idea? Maybe if the nuke, like, and it's so soft ones per turn, so like both Ligers can blow up the field. I think if they have to hit that deck, just put Liger to 1. 1 towers is like, if you can't add a single tower, then your deck is not good enough. Because like Brandy can at least out 1 Liger Dancer, you know. He can get into Titanic Cloud, and you know. But yeah, being able to summon 2 unaffected monsters with 3800 attack, and you can blow up your opponent's field twice. It's like, it's kind of BS. But you know, yeah, I lost that game sadly. Then round 7, the last round I played against Yummy Fiendsmith. Like I said, I played against 2 Fiendsmith decks, but 2 Fiendsmith decks, 2 Yummy decks, and then Lunalight. So like, I wish I would have had a Bestial. I would have had Magnabite in either of those 6. It was 6 games, right? Would have helped a lot, yeah. In Mitsurugi too. So yeah, I think at least for what's left of this format right now, before a ban list and like Blazing Dominion, I think the Bestials wouldn't be too bad of an idea to run again. So maybe I'll try out maybe like Grossworm and Baldric maybe as well, or Sarnier. You know, we could play Sarnier. Yeah, and the last round was I dueled with the Yummy Fiendsmith player. Game 1, he failered me and purged me. I was able to end on Mirror Deed, Fallen the Virtuous set, and Ash Blossom in hand, and a leftover Sprains Kid on field. And I was just able to stop him from playing, so he wasn't in. He like went Fiendsmith combo. I forget what he did exactly, but then I think he normal summoned a Lollipop Yummy. Then he just, Fallen the Virtuous, popped it, and then we went game 2. He goes first, he sets 2 paths. I'm like, okay. What's it called? He had Imprim set, Purge set, I think. And then a few other hand traps, and then I passed turn, he passes back. And I OTK him. He had surprise and the field spell, and then I think he drew into talents on turn 3. So he wasn't winning. Anyway, so yeah, that was my remote regional. Finished 5-2. Sadly, didn't even. And luckily, I have my invite, but I didn't even get another invite because of stupid tiebreakers. But losing round 1, and my opponent ended up finishing in a lot better record than the person I lost to. That's annoying. But what's it called? Yeah, I think obviously Brandon's gonna have to what's it called? Obviously Brandon's gonna have to change up a bit for the Blazing Dominion format. We'll see how that goes, because we definitely have to adapt the deck to combat cool tune, and if there is a ban list at some point end of the month or next month, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, just let me know what you guys think about the deck. And I think Brand's still a lot of people underestimate this deck, because people are just, oh, Branded Dragotail, obviously that's the deck that's top the most, but this deck is still up there, and obviously with a really good pilot you can do really well. I think my losses were just due to round 6, maybe I could have won that game 1 if I played out correctly. Yeah, you just have to learn from your mistakes. There's some other games where it's just the hand you're dealt with. It's just unfortunate, my opponent in round 7, game 2, what can you do with that? You just have to pray and hope that you can stop your opponent from playing and draw into a play. So yeah, sometimes it's a bit of luck and a bit of skill. But yeah, if you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. You ain't gonna die.